Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of The Hard Choice. Simple steps for showing up. My name is Brad Draper. I'm grateful to be here. I just about messed up my intro. My brain farted. I slurred. Life happens. So get this. My wife went to go do my son's haircuts. She does both of my son's haircuts. And my 5-year-old says, "Mom, I want a Mohawk." So he got a Mohawk. You have to live your best life. And that is something I actually want to talk about today with you right now. I want you to wrap your brain around this very concept. I want you to live today as if today was the day everything changed. I want you to think about that right now, right here, wherever you are, listening to this, watching this. I want you to live as if today was the day that everything changed, because here's the secret. It is. Today is the day that everything changes. I want you to look back and say, that day was the day everything changed. I want you to live like today is that day, because it is. Here's the thing. You can't live for tomorrow. It's not possible. You cannot do things in this moment for tomorrow. You can prepare today for tomorrow. You can learn from yesterday, but your actions, every action you ever take in life is specific to this very moment, this very day. You can't live for 5 minutes from now. You can only live right now. You cannot live for 5 minutes ago because that's already gone. You can only live right now. So if you act and behave and do the things you need to do as if today was the day that everything changed, well then, you will have the day that everything changed every single day. How beautiful of a thought is that? How much action would you take if you knew today was the day that everything changed? What would you be willing to do, to sacrifice, to endure? Now, what would happen if every day was like that? What could you accomplish? What could you move forward? I'm going to take you back 1 week, one full day, 7 days ago, last Friday. I'm recording this on a Friday. Last Friday, we had our second engineer start for our company. We interviewed him 8 days ago. We found out about him 9 days ago. So we learned about him 9 days ago. 8 days ago, we have a meeting. 7 days ago, he starts coding for us. 6 days ago, he starts into the actual code. He was laying the foundation for day 1. And in 7 short days, this man has done more than our previous coder in a previous code did in 10 months. Why is that? 1, putting the right butts in the right seats. We've heard this analogy. Having the right people on the bus is not the only thing you need to have. You need to have the right butts in the right seats, and that's from the book Good to Great. And what a fantastic book that is. I recommend that you read it if you have not done so, or listen to it however you get that information across your brain. But putting the right people in the right seats, it's not always that they may be amazing or not amazing at their current position, but are they in the right seat to be the most optimal? We needed to get this man on the bus, and we needed to create or become the person that would attract said person. This engineer is coded for Apple, Microsoft, IBM, Intel, you name him. He's done contract work for all of them. He has been coding since 1976. He's been coding now for nearly 50 years. That's mind-bending. That's awesome. He started coding when he was 6 years old. How impressive that is. But we're moving at an expeditious rate. We are in Zoom calls with him 4, 6, 8, 10 hours a day, slamming down because Today is the day that everything changed. We are taking as much action as we possibly can muster in a compressed time frame. Where are you doing this in your life? Where are you letting off the gas? Because there's time to let off the gas. Sometimes you need the engine to cool. But then we're hammering down when we hammer down. We are compressing time. These last, week and a half or so, I brought home some RC cars from a really close friend. He opened a storage unit they hadn't opened 3 or 4 years, and he had some major RC equipment in there. 5 cars, ranging from many hundreds to many thousands of dollars per car. I brought them home, and my 5-year-old has found a new hobby. It has been so cool to watch him first get on it and whiskey throttle it and just have zero control, to now he is driving a car that most adults are incapable of controlling. He's 5, and he's driving it in the field behind our house. He's curating this skill by trial and error. He's learning things, but here's the thing. I'm allowing him to learn. I'm giving space to learn. I'm opening up his vision on what is possible by starting small and growing bigger at a compressed, acute rate. We're going out every day, spending 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. And there's been days where I walk out and say, you have 5 minutes in the field, go practice. And he goes and practices, and he's so excited about it. But it's timed. It's curated. It's intentional. And his skill is growing quickly. Where are you doing that in your life? Where are you taking intentional time frame to curate a skill and to move forward? Where are you growing in an acute fashion? Acute time frame, I should say. Condensed time frame. Expedited, frivolous action to move your needle forward as quickly as you possibly can. And preparing tomorrow's energies, efficiencies with the action of today. Why put off for tomorrow with what you could accomplish today? We had many instances this week where I'm so grateful for my wife. She's such a trooper. She is such a baller. But things that she didn't really necessarily want, right? Hey, hon, I got to go do this thing. We go do it. And in the middle of the thing, hey, we've got to do this, and this before the night's up because this window of opportunity has opened. So we are selling a client's car, and we went to the dealership to sell another car for him because we're trying to drum up money, right? We're trying to get as much as we can to move our business forward. And this client owes us money, and he's got cars he doesn't drive. So we're selling them for him. And we opened up a window by calling a friend. Nothing great is ever done alone. And called this friend and said, can you help us sell this car? And he said, absolutely, get to my house. Well, we weren't planning on going to his house. And so we shot down there, and we just so happened to get to his house the same time that his dealers got to the house to pick up another car. They only planned on picking up one car. So they left their dealership car behind and took both cars back to their dealership with plans to come back the next day to get theirs. Time frame, execution, intention, acute focus. What are you focusing on every moment of the day? And there is time to let off the gas. I just took a 45-minute nap. Why? Because I've been up since 4:30, hammering away. I'm pretty intentional about my naps, if you know me. Middle of the day, I take a midday nap. It's usually 20 to 30 minutes. Today I was really tired because tonight we're going to be a little bit later with our family doing events. So I took a 45-minute nap. Intentional, though. Planned. Executed. Set the plan, execute the plan, win. I've said that for years. Where you focus, you find. I haven't said that for quite some time on this podcast now, have I? Doesn't mean I didn't forget it, and neither should have you. Where you focus, you find. Thought precedes action, action precedes opportunity. All of these things run and similitude. All of these things go together and are harmonious. They play in chorus, in sync with each other. I want you to wrap your brain around this. I want you to take action. I want you to have intention. I want you to win. But that comes by immediate, intentional action. Some call that massive action. But sometimes that massive action is to send a text, or to have a thought, or to lay down and take a nap. But do something to move it forward. Very often we were mentoring this entrepreneur, not entrepreneur in training. We're mentoring this entrepreneur, new startup company, young entrepreneur. And he said, man, sometimes guys, it's like 30% of the time I just have no idea what I'm doing. 70% I know what I'm doing, but 30% I just don't know what I'm doing. What should I do? And I leaned back and somewhat laughed. I said, man, I'm impressed that you know what to do 70% of the time, because I am 90% of the time clueless. But I'm doing something, anything, whatever it is, to move my needle forward. I'm intentional. Does it actually move my needle forward every day? Probably not. But it's the intention of moving the needle forward that it actually moves. If you do something every single day, if you do 3 things every single day, if you do 5 things every single day to move that needle forward, you'd be amazed at what you can accomplish. Now, if you do that with multiple people and everybody's doing that in harmony, oh man, miracles happen. Many miracles happen. And how impressive that is to watch. But all of this comes down to having intention. Living today as if it is the day that everything changed. Because it is. One of my favorite quotes from Peter Crone, known as the Mind Architect. Isn't that just the coolest nickname? The Mind Architect. He said, what happened could not have happened any other way, because it didn't. And I know that is somewhat tongue-in-cheek, but it is so true. And the more you ponder on that statement, what happened could not have happened any other way, because it didn't, is so profound and so deep and so mind-bending as you go over your life and see this is exactly how it had to happen to get me to here, to move me forward. It is fun to reflect. And you know, I'm a massive, avid journaler. I've been journaling now for over 2,300 unbroken days. I think it's closer to 2,500, to be honest. I've got some handwritten days in there back in 2019 that I'm still aggregating to digital. But it's in the reflection that you see the hand of God working. It's in the reflection you see all the chess pieces moving, the world, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, conspiring in your favor to win. You have greatness in you. You just have to act and move forward. Even if you have no idea what that is, what that means, you just act with intention of greatness. You act with intention of moving needles to do better. Be better now than you were yesterday. Be better now than you were a moment before. Make every space better than you found it. I'm well known in the gym space and our local gym that I will align. If I touch a weight tree, I will align the entire tree so the weights are all the same direction. I do this because I'm making that space better than I found it. I'm having intention on being better. I clean the spaces around me. I organize the things around me because I'm meticulously striving to make moments better than I found them. And if you do that, well, it's impossible to not hockey stick or have an asymptotic life. Continually growing, continually becoming better on a very, very small level, moment by moment. But moments add up, they compound. And compounding is the 8th wonder of the world, says Einstein. He was pretty smart. But I want to leave you with this. Have intention. Make this moment better than you found it. Make this day the day that everything changed, and win. Have this conversation with your friends and your family. It's the only way the show grows. It is so fun to watch the show span the world. I'm so excited for the things that are coming down the pipe that I get to share with you firsthand as I'm living it, which is such a beautiful experience. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful that you showed up, that you listened, that you had intention, that you took action, that your thoughts led to your actions, and your actions led to your opportunities, and those opportunities led to more thoughts, and those led to more action and more opportunities. And how beautiful that is. Where you focus, what you find. Set the plan, execute the plan, win. All these things I've been saying for years on this series that you have followed this whole time. I'm grateful for you. Your family's grateful for you. Your friends are grateful for you. You are the one in your legacy. You are the transitional character in your life. And how cool that is. You can find me on socials, Mr. Brad Draper. Give me a follow. Ask questions. Reach out. I'd love to chat. Like this thing. Subscribe to it. Download it for future listenings. Until next week, I love you guys. Bye.